from the San Bernardino Municipal Soccer Complex in the city of San Bernardino. This is the U16 President's Division State Cup Championship match featuring the Bakersfield Gunners and the Santa Clarita Valley Magic. Let's get the lineups for both squads. First, for the Santa Clarita Valley Magic, the head coach is Natalie Helgeson. The team managers Mark and Suzanne Van Vicaris. The keeper will be Sammy Richards. Number 1 is Colleen Fleming. Number 4 is Alexa Ferrante. Number 5 is Maddie Reinsma. Number 6 is Gabby Lopez. Number 7 is Bree Ramirez. Number 9 is Casey Wallace. Number 11 is Kayla Sargema. Number 12 is Emily Orr. Number 15 is Taylor Van Vicaris. Number 21 is Allie Perez. 23 is Ashley Gooden. 24 is Nikki Cascione. Number 27 is Savannah Tujay. Number 66 is Stacy Atwater. Number 58 is Julie Radafair, and number 99 is Brenna Lavalle, and that is the lineup for the Santa Clarita Valley Magic. Let's get the lineup for the Bakersfield Gunners. They're head coached by Simon Tobin. He's also the Cal State University Bakersfield men's coach. Assistant coach is Bruce Butterbrett. Number 1, the keeper is Jessica Zubia. Number 4 is Hannah Jones at center defense. Number 5 at center defense is Cassie Boyer. Number 6 at forward is Macy Feliz. Number 7 at center defense or outside defense is Jamie Clark. Number 9 at forward or midfield is Jasmine Diaz. 11 at forward is Rochelle Schiller. 12 at center mid is Ciara Sagasta. Number 13 at outside back is Megan Schiller. Number 15 at outside back is Liz Fair. 16 at outside back is Victoria Wumble. 17 at outside back is Caitlin Thatcher. 19 at forward is Whitney Strong. 22 at outside mid or forward is Megan Brooks. Number 23 at midfield is Lauren Rodriguez. 24 at defender or center mid is Christina LaFour. 27 at forward is Molly Duchesne. And 94 is Morgan Butterbrett. And she's at a center mid position. And that's the lineup for both squads. And now both teams setting themselves up in the corner with the 2 linesmen and the center ref. And they will be coming to the center of the field, lining up and turning both ways so the parents and their relatives can congratulate them for making it to the State Cup President's Division Championship match for 2011. In green, SCV Magic. And in the white is the Bakersfield Gunners. And they get the applause from the other side of the field first. And well deserved. Anytime you get in the final, you deserve it. And turn to this side now and get their applause. The Bakersfield Gunners, partisans on this side. The second game yesterday was a girls under 17 match that went into double overtime. We'll see if that happens today, or will it be settled in regulation? They're going to play 40-minute halves. So 80 minutes today fights the 90 minutes we saw yesterday, and then the next 30 that was on top of it. But if it goes into overtime, It's going to not be a golden goal situation. They'll have to play both ends, and now the wind kicks up. We'll be right back with the starting of this girls under 17 match in just a moment. SCV Magic going from left to right on your video screen, and from right to left it is Bakersfield Gunners. So shift colors for all you sailors out there, past and present. We're underway. Magic. They push one into the far corner first, and then a service into the box very quickly. Savoy, it went by her, and a save for the Gunners keeper, Zubia, pushing it all the way down, and getting a quick touch is Sammy Richards. So both keepers getting a touch early on here to start this match. Atwater was trying to chase it down. It was a strike there by Liz Fair. Fair for the Gunners as they have it in the defensive half of Magic. And into the corner in his girls under 16 match. George Langevin on the camera. I'm Greg G.K. Porter here at the San Bernardino Municipal Soccer Complex.
Oh, I just cut any service back to her.
SCV getting it in with Perez. And now a strike there by Gabby Lopez up the central. The header by Sargema and taken away. And now Lopez misses the soccer ball. Her and her teammate Ferrante were in the deep back, and a block that time in an 18-yard box. So Magic now up the field. They work it over to Savoy. And Savoy dispossessed at midfield now. Gunners on the soccer ball. From Bakersfield, California. Midsection of the state. And that ball goes out of play past the goal line. 0-0 to score here in the first half. Keeper for the Gunners, Zubia. She's getting upfield. Over to midfield now, and a strike by Ramirez. Ramirez knocking it out of play in a far side touchline. Gunners now along that right flank, trying to get something going. They cannot. They give it away to Ferrante. And now a strike by Lopez. And now here's Savoy. Savoy getting it to a teammate up forward, trying to get towards the attacking third, cannot. As stiffening up was the Gunners now, and coming off her line was Zubia.
Knock it, Kate. Kate, knock it. Has to get in there.
Correction, that was Sammy Richards coming off her line. Schiller on the run. That ball going out of play. 0-0 to score, but it's going to be a corner kick. Now, Gunners in a central, and a save by Richards. Richards making a save right at her as there was a player in his 6-yard box. Hannah Jones on the run on the far side. That ball goes out of play. Bakersfield Gunners to throw in along their right flank, trying to get somebody to run onto it. It would have been Rochelle Schiller, but it had too much pace on it, It went all the way past the goal line.
Whitney.
Still 0-0 here in the first 5 minutes or so of the first half. Sammy Richards driving the ball up the field.
Yeah.
After the 50-50, Gunners now down to Central. And that might have been a handball, and it was. Alexa Ferrante, or rather that was Gabby Lopez. On the handball. Free kick. Bakersfield Gunners now. Cassie Boyer on the free kick. 0-0 your score. Boyer now strikes it off to the right. She was trying, it looked like, to Sierra Sagasta, and Sierra watched that ball sail over her head. Again, dealing with the wind, and it moves around. Sometimes it'll be diagonally, and then sometimes it will be lengthwise across the field. Sammy Richards, the keeper. Magic trying to get out of their own defensive half with Sargema, and she does. Push it toward the attacking third, but retreating back nicely was Jones. Off the deflection in midfield. Gunners in their own defensive third, and they get Liz Fair to run onto it, and it goes out wide. The Gunners trying to go up the field. They cannot for the moment, as that ball was intercepted at midfield. Magic now again at midfield trying to go further, but they can't, as they had to deal with the wind. You saw what the wind did to that soccer ball. Kind of stopped it in midair there, as they'll be working against the wind. The advantage, obviously, Gunners from Bakersfield. Van Bakars, or rather that was Liz Fair again, and that ball out of play. It'll be a throw-in, the Bakersfield Gunners. Gunners out of their own defensive half now. And it goes out of play. Liz Farrell throw it in for the Gunners in their corner. That's outside the box, and trying to manage the soccer ball was Schiller, but she had a little problem with it. Kind of stepped on it, and then eventually the defender was able to get there and drive it out of play on the near side. Liz Fair throws it in, though. Off the header into the 18-yard box toward the Central, trying to get another strike, and they can't get the subsequent strike. However, they still have it in the defensive half. And that one did not get over to Liz Fair, so it's going to be a throw-in. Magic of Santa Clarita Valley area. Fair on it. Had her teammate Jones running up from the back. And now Thatcher. Thatcher dispossessed, but here's Jones again. Jones working it over to Whitney Strong. Strong down to Central to Schiller. Schiller's pass. Trying to get it to her teammate who was up forward, Macy Feliz, in the box. And Macy couldn't quite get what she wanted onto that soccer ball and drive it at the keeper, Sammy Richards. However, they're still going to get, it looks like, a CK out of it. So the set piece, the Bakersfield Gunners. The throw-in off the touch by Schiller. It goes out wide. Schiller trying to get it there in the space, but could not. Strong going after it, and it goes out of play. Whitney Strong will throw it in. Strong to Schiller. Rochelle Schiller driving it back to Sagasta. Sagasta tried to follow the soccer ball up and could not. Now here's a strike by Atwater, Stacy Atwater, for the all green of Santa Clarita Valley, driving it out of play. That's not the direction she wanted to go with the soccer ball. She of the line cleats. 0-0 your score here in the first half. San Bernardino Municipal Soccer Complex. The throw in from the far side touchline as the wind has died down. And it will play like that. At times it will kind of gust up. Nothing like yesterday, but will gust up a little bit. And then at other times it won't hardly show anything. And now here's the gusting part again. Gunners gonna throw it in. .50-50 ball. Gunners trying to get it. Was strong. She could not. As strongly there was Savoy. Savoy pushing it all the way up the field down the left flank now. Trying to go down to central. With Ali Perez, it goes out wide now. And an offsides call.
Victoria or Cassie?
So a little bit too ambitious that time, Perez and her teammates. And they get called for the offsides. In the defensive third of the Bakersfield Gunners. So the free kick ensues all the way down the right flank. And they were trying to get Macy Feliz to run onto it, but she could not. Way too much velocity on that strike. So now, out of the 6, it'll be the goal kick for Sammy Richards. Down their left flank. It gets over to Savoy. And it goes out of play as knocked out by Magic. Santa Clarita Valley Magic now in their own defensive third now in the corner outside the box. And Bree Ramirez playing tough, not allowing the Bakersfield Gunners player to turn on the play. So it is going to be a corner kick. Cassie Boyer, little bit of an in-swinger and a header, and just went behind her. The Gunners player right there in the 6. But here's another strike right towards the keeper, and Sammy Richards able to make the save. As Victoria Womble would have liked somebody to run onto that last strike. Cassie Boyer along the near side, and then that ball is knocked out of play by her teammates. And here's Boyer with a strike. He goes out of play. They're going to get an opportunity to continue on down the right flank and throw it in, as it was knocked out by SCV Magic. 0-0 your score. 40-minute halves. The winner of this match goes to Utah, and I believe both teams will go to Utah represent Cal South, but it depends on if it's a wild card or not. So the automatic is the champion of this match, as that one was driven out of play there by Liz Fair on the near side. Bakersfield Gunners trying to protect and keep SCV from going up the field down their right flank. Ali Perez coming to the soccer ball. Magic. Fleming a touch. She's number 1 out there. And then now that ball up forward, too much there for Atwater to get to as she tried to pursue it. Here's Fleming. Fleming pushes it down the left flank now. She has Casey Wallace now on the outside. Wallace trying to get after the soccer ball. She does. Pushes it right by Hannah Jones, but then she gets support up to central, and then it's knocked out of play. On the near side, Bakersfield Gunners to throw it in. They get it in to Schiller. Schiller having a hard time handling it now. And the giveaway now with Atwater, and then it's knocked out of play. So on a Knicks.
Second player.
Liz Fair is going to throw it in for Bakersfield. Fair now. And the Gunners have it on the near side. Butterbrett had touched it, and that ball is swept all the way across midfield to the far side. I guess that was an intended pass back to switch it to Caitlin Thatcher. She never got to it. However, it was knocked out by SCV. Now here's Thatcher into space, having problems. Here's Strong, though, running onto it. Strong now can't get it past the defender there, or a player there was Fleming, but Strong runs on, trying to run onto it now in a 50-50, and Strong a touch. Fleming now onto the soccer ball, into the space was Thatcher. It goes up the field now with Cassie Boyer, and then striking it out of play, Hannah Jones. 0-0 the score, both teams. We saw this in the girls under 17 yesterday. It took a long time for anybody to score, as we mentioned at the outset. And obviously, to get to the championship, you've got to be able to play good defense as well as good offense. Pushed up forward now, Feliz, and couldn't control it. So back the other way as it's stolen away. Retreating back is Womble. Womble tried to go down to central. Her pass intercepted. Intercepted there by Sargema. On the wide now. Here's Sargema. Right at the keeper. Jessica Zubia. And Zubia makes the save. Jessica directing traffic and wants to go down the central with the soccer ball. And now has a couple of her teammates touch it, but then they give it away. Can't handle it. At the midfield. Gunners now on a near side. A pass for Fair. No chance for Liz to get to that soccer ball. So it'll be a throw-in. Still 0-0 here in the first half. Natalie Helgeson's squad now in their own defensive half. Magic dispossessed now. Don't want to be dispossessed in your own defensive third. Having a hard time as the pressure was applied by Brett that time. But they're able to get around her. And on the outside, it goes off a Strong, and it'll be a throw-in. Throw-in now. It looks like Bree Ramirez is going to take it. Ramirez along the left flank. Finds a teammate there, but she can't handle it. And the soccer ball is taken away. Into the central. Rochelle Schiller leaves it off, and her teammate falls down. It's a giveaway now. And let's see what SCV Magic do with it now. As a strike there by Atwater, and it's intercepted as they stand tall before you got to their 18-yard box. And now they have to retreat back in their own defensive third. Running after it hard was Bree Ramirez. And along the left flank now, Magic have it. They want to continue to go upfield, and they are able to do that now for Savoy. And it goes out of play, but it's going to be a throw-in. It was knocked out. Well, actually, it was knocked out by the green with the white numbers of the Santa Clarita Valley Magic. Into the central off the 50-50. And that ball goes out to the wide. The touch by Bree Ramirez, getting into the interior now. They push it up the central. Atwater couldn't get to it. Gunners now chasing it down. And Farrell watch it go out of play. Magic throw-in out of their own defensive half. Cross midfield. Schiller, the header, and is still in the field of play as Fair driving it all the way down. And Sammy Richards has to make the save. Nice presence of mind that time by Liz Fair, realizing the ball was in the field of play and just drove it down the left flank right at the keeper. Whitney Strong into space, 50-50, and it's won by Sargema. Sargema pushing it forward into the attacking third now. Atwater going after it, a lot of pressure. Atwater goes down, but the center ref says play on now. Toward the 18, it's just outside the 18. Is not waiting around was Victoria Womble pushing it upfield. Nice strike by Womble, getting it out of danger. Along the right flank. For the Central California squad, as they tried to handle that ball and keep it in play, could not with Morgan Butterbrett. There's going to be a substitutions in this case, 3 of them. And if I mention any substitutions throughout this match, we will mention them as they touch that soccer ball. For SCV, Ashley Gooden is into the match. And actually, they get more than just 3. Nikki Cassione is into the match, number 24. And 12, Emily Orr, and also 58, Ratiafair actually, Julia Ratiafair. In the 18-yard box, Strong sees it goes right by her, up the field. Couldn't quite get to it. Was behind her. Now here's a strike by Womble down to Central. Try to get somebody to run onto, could not. 50-50 now. Strong directing that ball with teammates there in the Central. They want to go out wide, but having a hard time to get it is Rochelle Schiller, and it goes out of play. Lastly touched out by Rochelle. Magic throw in. 0-0 your score here in the first half. Hope you're enjoying this match. It's the girls under 16 President's Division State Cup Championship match. I'm Greg G.K. Porter with George Langevin on the camera. Down to Central. Santa Clarita having to defend against the Bakersfield Gunners, and they're able to do so right now and push it out of play on the near side. As that ball was going over to Fair. Fair will throw it in. Liz Fair goes into the corner. Fair gets it over to Feliz, and in Butterbrett is going after it. Morgan trying to get to it, having a hard time, cannot. But she has her teammate get to it, Feliz, but she's having a hard time, and dispossessed along the right side defense. But here's Strong trying to break free from 2 players. She did, but that ball goes all the way back upfield now, and Schiller drops it back to the Central. Still on it. Bakersfield Gunners. Strong going after it as one player went down. Strong takes a shot, and it goes to the left of the keeper. But it was a pretty good shot there with some velocity from distance by Whitney Strong. And if you're defenders for Santa Clarita Valley, you have to be mindful that Whitney Strong can strike the ball quite strongly, if you will.
Good job, Victoria.
Womble now drives it from a distance. And usually the players at this age, most of them have played high school soccer. And they're just at the age where they can drive that soccer ball quite far. You know, if they were actually playing in a regulation FIFA field, when you talk about World Cup type play and world teams, it'd be a little bit different from distance, but The way it goes in youth soccer, a lot smaller in width, definitely, and a lot of times in distance too. 50-50, winds onto the foot of Radaver, and then that ball across midfield. Now, again, Womble directs it to the central on her distribution, but having a hard time with it was Sagasta, but she went after the soccer ball and pushes it over to Butterbredt. Here's Strong now, and Strong, there's a rebound, but getting back was Ferrante. Ferrante helping her keeper out. Butterbredt over, and the save is made by Sammy Richards. Roaming to her right. Sammy Richards. Nice save, pushing it up off of Sagasta, winning the 50-50 and then heading it forward. Butterbredt in the area won't be able to get to it, and that ball goes over to Sargema. Sargema, and they push it across midfield, but now it's over to Boyer. Boyer up the central. Stopping the soccer ball was Fleming nicely. Colleen Fleming getting a return pass against Butterbredt. Colleen Fleming now finds a teammate now, pushes it across midfield, but they can't go any further down their left flank. And now they got to retreat back. And here's a pass up the central. Nobody there. But Whitney Strong, and Strong goes down. And she went down kind of hard. Kind of touched the soccer ball, trying to control it, and then went down hard. But a foul was called nevertheless. Victoria Womble now. And she trying to go over to the right flank and the outside of the 18 and couldn't get anybody to control that one. Way too much velocity on that soccer ball. Wholesale substitutions again, or just a couple of players this time? Looks like only a couple. The far side of the field, Santa Clarita Valley Magic. Looks like it is Gabby Lopez into the match. Didn't catch the other player. We'll mention her as she touches that soccer ball. Here's Stacy Atwater. She couldn't control it, but she had support from the back, pushing it up to midfield. And Strong getting kicked in the leg there, taking some lumps here lately for Bakersfield Gunners. And going after that soccer ball strongly was Sierra Sagasta, driving it all the way down to the keeper, Sammy Richards. Richards now, her team knotted up in a 0-0 tie on a very warm Sunday afternoon. Strong touches it, trying to get Sagasta, but she ran by it. Into space, Atwater trying to chase it down, but it's okay because Ferrante knocked it out for Bakersfield. So Atwater gives it away to her teammate, try to get a return pass. It caroms all the way, though, towards the 18-yard box, and coming off her line, and you got to be careful there. Hitting Zubia was one of the players for Santa Clarita Valley, and sometimes you can get a card there. And almost did. Can't run into the keeper. Just a warning this time by the center ref. And one of the players going down for the Gunners as she tried to head that soccer ball and at a bad angle. Might have been Sagasta, Sierra Sagasta. Kind of lost her balance to try to head that ball and took more of the brunt of the heading attempt of the soccer ball. Gets up slowly, but she's going to be okay and stay in, it looks like.
We compete here, let's get a flick.
I'm going to have to try to shake off the cobwebs. That ball into the 18-yard box, a flick on. That time by Butterbrett, but not able to get to it was Rochelle Schiller. Boy, if that would have worked out, that would have really gave Sammy Richards problems. And now Bakersfield Gunner is going to bring some fresh players in. Looks like 3 of them. 9, 13, and 24. 9 is Jasmine Diaz. 13 is Megan Schiller, the cousin of Rochelle. And 24 is Christina LaFour on the wide side now. As Magic up forward to Atwater. Atwater is very active. Atwater on the wide side of the box. Atwater now. A challenge goes down. And center ref says play on. Atwater, though, a nice run. And it turns out to be a corner kick. Or was it? Yeah, it was a corner kick. So going after it now is Ashley Gooden. Will she take the CK?
Sierra, get loose, everyone.
Ashley Gooden's going to take the set piece now. I believe this is the only corner kick. I mean, this is maybe only the second corner kick of the match so far. SCV, they header by Atwater over the top of the net. They had a subsequent header, and it just went over the top of the net. Atwater's was the first. Boy, that was German national team like. They like to head that soccer ball, and they do it very, very well. If it could have been brought down, it would have been a great play. Still 0-0 though. Cross midfield, Magic player Emily Orr having a hard time, and there's a foul on a play against Bakersfield. About 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Greg G.K. Porter along with George Langevin for you this afternoon, watching a dandy. 0-0. Magic with Orr. Emily Orr circling around, trying to get it to her teammate, and unfortunately she wasn't able to get to the soccer ball. In the central with Sagasta drawing it back to Boyer. Boyer, a run down the central, partially stopped, but she still gets it to Fair. But Fair couldn't handle the soccer ball. Off of a bounce, Sagasta in his space. Whitney Strong now going after it. Can't quite get to it. Butterbrett for Bakersfield trying to continue on, but nice defense by the Magic. SCV Magic now, and they will get a free kick on the foul by the Gunners. In his space. SCV now from their own defensive third. Up forward. Julie getting it to her teammate in the central. Atwater going after it. And a whistle. Maybe only about 5 minutes left to play in the first half, unofficial. But a free kick now. Santa Clarita Valley, and they want a substitution. Head coach Natalie Helgeson getting in a fresh player. In the central. And she's going to take the free kick. Looks like it was Colleen. No, it's not. And a save and another try, and it kept out of there. A strike again. Gooden. And on the wide now, Reinsma trying to maintain possession of it. Around Strong, Reinsma now, and it is driven out of play by Cassie Boyer. Kayla Sargema took the initial shot. And here's a shot, and knocked away by Zubia. So Jessica Zubia
Go on, body in front of it.
dealing with some shots there, and or at least at the net, and she had a teammate be able to protect after she looked like she was beat on one of the plays. And again, the Bakersfield Gunners finding a way to stay knotted up in a 0-0 tie as it goes past the goal line. Sammy Richards, the keeper. SCV now gonna get it started. Strong is leaving the contest, and coming in is Molly Duchesne, Bakersfield Gunners. And SCV is going to bring in a fresh player also. Try to look for her number as she turns around, or partially turns around. Allie Perez now back into the match. SCV Magic along the left flank, and racing after it is Ashley Gooden. And that ball sent all the way back upfield. Strike by Butterbrett, and on it is Colleen Fleming. Fleming down the left flank, looking for a teammate to run onto it, and a quick touch there by Sargema, and it is ridden out of play by Cassie Boyer.
Done, Cassie.
Throwing it in, and a 50-50, and coming over at that ball strong was Christina LaFour. Not making it easy for him to do anything toward the attacking third, so it goes back up the field after the throw-in. Maybe a little bit of injury time added on here. Very close to the end of the first half. Will either team put one in the back of the net before the end of the first half? Or will they be fit to be tied at the end of 40 minutes and injury time? Santa Clarita Valley Magic with a free kick now in the all green, with that chance here in the late going of the first half. To the outside, trying to go after it there was Reinsma, but it was knocked out by Bakersfield. In the field of play along their left flank, trying to get another good strike towards the keeper. Fleming couldn't go any further. She was dispossessed there in the space. Good defense that time for Bakersfield. Back up the field as Macy Feliz was on a run, and now that ball goes into the 18, and Sammy Richards harmlessly watches it go into her hands with no problem. Drive it.
And again, it bounces again.
Up the central. The header by Butterbrett Morgan. Might get a return pass, but striking it out of play was Macy Feliz.
Victoria, just coming
So coming in now, 3 players. As you have for Bakersfield Gunners, Jamie Clark now is in the match. And Megan Brooks is in the match. SCV is bringing in a fresh player here in the late going here in the first half. And any player that I did not mention, we'll mention them if they touch that soccer ball out there. The strike is toward the central after the 50-50. It's a strike by Womble. Womble gets the return pass. Going to Sargema. Sargema dropping it back. 50-50, and it goes behind him. Going after it now is Savoy along their left flank. But she didn't get it and is pushed all the way upfield, but got support in their own half of the field now. Cross midfield for the all green, but they cannot continue on. As Bakersfield now back the other way with their counter. Into the 18-yard box, but kind of come off her line with no problem as nobody was in the area. Sammy Richards. Richards now going to try to go along that left flank again. Maddie Reinsma, but she couldn't get to it. It went out of play. Throw in. Bakersfield, intercepted by Sargema. Kayla gets it again. Feeling off a defender and drawing a foul on the play. So Kayla Sargema now with a free kick. Getting it over to Fleming, back to Sargema, and it goes forward, out wide now, as it was pushed forward by Reinsma, all the way down the right flank, and that's the end of the first half. No score in this girls under 16 championship match of the President's Division of the State Cup. We hope you enjoyed all the action of the first half, and stick around for the second half. It should be majorly exciting for anybody watching this championship game. Be right back. San Bernardino Municipal Soccer Complex. Second half upcoming. Bakersfield Gunners are going to go from left to right in the second half. And from right to left, Santa Clarita Valley Magic, whom will be able to use the wind in the second half. But not necessarily is that an advantage. We will see how it plays out. Lines women in today's game all set. The center ref, who is a woman also, is all set. And she will blow the whistle. The ball with the geometric designs, all green in color. The world's most famous sport here in the second half is underway. So shift colors for all you sailors out there past and present. In a defensive half. Gunners now. Pushing across midfield. And again, as it came to them, they push it across midfield again. Sargema trying to get it, can't win it. Atwater has it now. Magic on the move. Atwater now, go to the central, trying to get her teammate to run onto it. It's intercepted. Bakersfield has it. And try to go up the central there to Diaz, and the ball was intercepted. Here's Atwater now. Or that was Savoy. Her pass intercepted, and it's sent back up the field. And it goes out of play. SCV throwing it in from the far side touchline in this 0-0 match. Neither team has put a goal in the back of the net. Greg G.K. Porter along with George Langevin, happy to be here today to watch this President's Division State Cup match, and a save coming off her line by Zubia. Jessica Zubia knew she had to get to that ball because it was coming at her, and there was a player trying to strike it right by her. Coming after it is Bree Ramirez. Ramirez now standing up the defender and trying to push it out wide, but it goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in. Bakersfield. Gunners now out of their own defensive half. Going against the wind here in the second half. Down to Central, though. A big chance into the 18-yard box, but coming off her line is Sammy Richards. Not wanting to take a chance, as that looked like a good through ball. That last sequence. The ball is out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in now. Striking at that time was Gabby Lopez, and then it is out of play again, and Gabby Lopez for SCV throws it in along the right flank, trying to get somebody to possess the soccer ball, get that offense going. Here to the second half, the early moments. Lopez getting it off of a strike by to Atwater, and Atwater driving it out of play. Stacy would have liked for that soccer ball to go in another direction there, or at least that was her intention. Didn't work out. The header now by Sargema, keeping it in the direction where her team wants to go. Fleming tried to possess that soccer ball, could not, dispossessed. And now that ball goes to the near side, but coming in to go after it is Bree Ramirez. Had too much pace on it. Ramirez couldn't get to it. 0-0, still the score. The Central Californian residents now trying to see if they can get the go-ahead goal. But the West Los Angeles area natives are trying to do the same. Santa Clarita Valley Magic.
Stop, please, ref. Stop, please, ref. Thank you. Megan and Molly.
Early substitutions for Simon Tobin. Bakersfield Gunners getting in Caitlin Thatcher and Hannah Jones now. Jones 4, Thatcher 17. Into the corner. A collision going down that time was Sagasta, and no call. There'll be a throw-in still for Bakersfield. Going against the wind, working off their left flank. Gunners off a deflection past the goal line by Colleen Fleming. Going to be a corner kick.
Time it, Sierra. Jazz, let's go right now.
Cassie Boyer looks like she's going to take it. Boyer, a defender type. Obviously strong of foot. Going to be working against that wind. May want to go short side. Let's see what happens. Out swinger, the header brought down, but able to get to the soccer ball is Sammy Richards.
Well done, James. Jamie. No, we don't. No.
Into space.
One maybe we just sit.
Bree Ramirez. And across midfield. Number of players in the midfield area trying to get to it. Goes over to Diaz. On a ball to Thatcher.
Bit of time, drive.
Sagasta now.
Play. Ugly. Well done, Christina. Don't mind.
Driven right at and kind of corkscrewed around for Sammy Richards. Richards driving it across midfield. All the way down and out of play. Bakersfield will have the throw in from the far side touchline.
Just one, please, ref. No, Lauren.
Macy Feliz, number 6, into the match. All the way down in the 18-yard box, and a save! 2 saves! Magic! Saved by the keeper, Zubia. And the Magic, with a couple good opportunities, just couldn't put it back, put it in the back of the net. On the near side as it goes out of play. Hannah Jones throwing it in. Sargema. Jones. And it goes out of play. Jones going to throw it in again. Into the corner, Sargema going after the soccer ball, and it goes out of play. Looks like there's going to be a substitution or substitutions in the case of the Gunners. Morgan Butterbrett, Whitney Strong, number 19. And if I miss one, we'll mention them as they touch that soccer ball after the header.
11-19.
I believe Rochelle Schiller was the other one. Going after it now is Sargema. And coming up from the back was Cassie Boyer, but they still have something going now. That ball going by Fleming, but Fleming finally able to touch it over her teammate Atwater, and Atwater works it to the near side, working it over to Wallace. Wallace into the 18-yard box. Corey Fleming. Fleming now goes wide now, and it goes past the goal line. Still 0-0 your score. The best chance in this first half, or in this second half, I should say, is by Santa Clarita Valley. They nearly had one in the back of the net. Bree Ramirez in the match now. And also Nikki Cassione. Strike toward the 18-yard box now. Coming off her line was Sammy Richards.
Well done, Liz. Get something.
Liz Fair.
Where are we, White?
Well, they can't go any further. Strong into space. Strong now toward the 16-yard box. Intercepted. And it'll be a free kick
Move, move.
as Whitney Strong goes down. So it's a free kick now.
Victoria.
Bakersfield Gunners.
Take a go, yeah. Ask for 10. Ask for 10. 10 yards. It's today. Come on, it's today. Come on, White. Come on.
The Gunners now, let's see what they can do in their
Go for it, Victoria.
chance. Early part of the second half. That ball up in the air, going to be a tough one. Trying to get somebody to strike it, it cannot. The last moment, Liz Fair going after it. Or was that Schiller? Schiller was going after it and she couldn't get to it.
Right. Reset, let's go.
Butterbrett trying to go after it, but it is struck by Savannah Tujay all the way down. And there you see is Liz Fair going after the soccer ball and will throw it in. Throws it in by Caitlin Thatcher. But it was knocked out by the all green along the left flank. SCV on the run, their right flank trying to get a player to turn and see who that was that went down. But at either rate, it is going to be a goal kick as they couldn't get anything out of that scenario. Still 0-0. along the left flank. And there you have Gabby Lopez driving it up forward to Stacy Atwater. And Atwater now not able to control the soccer ball as it goes out of play. So the goal kick again. Still 0-0 here in the second half. And undoubtedly we played 50 minutes or more of this match. 40 in the first half. Man, a collision. And it'll be a throw-in. And a yellow card actually was issued on the play. So the SCV player getting the yellow card. The free kick now. Toward the 18, intercepted off the 50-50. Fair can't get to it, strong, and a handball. Magic with a free kick. Kayla Sarjima gonna set it up for Savannah Tujay. Savannah Tujay now. Tujay driving it down to Central. Intercepted by Sagasta. Tujay and Sagasta go down, and it goes out wide. And it's struck all the way down toward the 18-yard box where Atwater was. Here's Fleming up in the air, and that ball goes over the top of the net. Colleen, a little bit too much on that strike. Both teams have had players substituted freely in this match. Both coaches, Simon Tobin and Natalie Helgeson, are very aware that it could go into overtime. And they want to have fresh players to be able to process their attempt to win the championship. It is girls under 16, Atwater now, but can't get a handle on it. And try to chase it down as it goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in now. Throw-in by Gabby Lopez. The right flank. Lopez sending one down to Savoy. Savoy tried to get to it, but couldn't quite. As it took the bounce, and Zubia was able to make the save. Zubia up the Central. Strong going after it, wasn't going to be able to get to it as Ferrante got to it first, sending it all the way back now, and it's a goal! Go, 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 goal! Santa Clarita Valley Magic able to get the go-ahead goal. We believe it was Stacy Atwater, the run down to Central, and the finish. And so now, the white and the blue numbers know what they have to do as they are down by 1 here in the second half. A team that has come out of the bronze division but beat some top 25 clubs is now put into pressure here, and Sammy Richards able to make the save. Off of a bounce. 1-0. That ball goes all the way down, and it is out of play.
Let's go, girls!
Center ref is allowing a substitution from the far side.
Come on! Reach down!
We will mention her as she touches that soccer ball, and it is knocked out of play by Rochelle Schiller. The throw in. Cassione. Strike by Fleming. Looking for a teammate. Couldn't quite get one that time. Going after it. Fleming can't get to it, but it rolls all the way in their own defensive half to Gabby Lopez. Magic still on a soccer ball. Off the touch by Sargema, and it is going to be a throw-in. It was knocked out by Gunners of Bakersfield. 1-0 here in the second half on a beautiful weekend in San Bernardino. San Bernardino County, one of the biggest counties in all of California, population-wise, and maybe even area-wise, too. Throw in. Santa Clarita Valley now with the throw-in by Emily Orr. Orr strikes it to the center of the box and then gets a subsequent strike by her teammate, Kayla Sargema, but that goes to the right of the net. 1-0 in the 80s here in San Bernardino. But a very clear weekend. There's virtually no clouds at all. Going out wide there, chasing after it was Liz Fair. Couldn't get to it. Magic now with the possession to Colleen Fleming. Fleming goes down with Sagasta, and Sagasta the foul. And center ref letting Sagasta know you got to be careful. Kayla Sargema with a free kick. SCV, her team leading 1-0 here in the second half. Kayla Sargema up in the air and is knocked away by Jessica Zubia. It kind of caromed off of one of the defenders, and so they'll get a corner kick. Zubia was able to find the soccer ball and punch it up in the air and away from danger. Still 1-0. The all green. Magic now trying to add that second goal. The strike now by Savoy, but it was blocked. Savoy wanted to go to the central. That didn't happen, and now it's over, George Langevin. Thankfully, it didn't hit him. We'd have had video problems. The throw in. Not to mention, he wouldn't have felt too good either. Cassione. But usually we're pretty lucky like that. And Gabby Lopez now pushing it down the right flank. All the way up to Atwater, but Atwater can't control it. As dispossessed with Sagasta working it to the central. Getting it to Thatcher. Thatcher under a lot of pressure, and it's going to be a foul. A foul on 2J. Savannah a little bit too much with the body that time. It'll be a free kick. And straight down to central now, and it is slowed up by the wind for Sammy Richards to make the save. As Rochelle stops herself from bumping into Richards. And it is now going to be a throw-in for the All Green, who lead 1-0 here in the second half. Still plenty of time for the Central California natives, the Bakersfield Gunners, to try and tie this matchup. But they got their work cut out for them. Into the 18, and Zubia able to make the save. Jessica has played well as a keeper for the Gunners. And the Gunners trying to find a way offensively to do something. Sagasta dropping it back, and then now they Counter ensues for Bakersfield. It goes out of play. And throwing it in, Cassione. Cassione throwing it in past midfield. And now running after it is Brianna Savoy. Brianna Savoy now drops it back. She was looking upfield for Wallace. She never got it. Here is Butterbrett down to Central. Morgan getting her pass to Macy Felice. Now here's Schiller. Schiller dealing with the wind, makes a nice move. Schiller now still on a soccer ball. Service, but with the wind, it pushes it all the way wide of the 18-yard box and out of play past the far side touchline. Tough play to connect with the wind as trying to get to that soccer ball was Whitney Strong. But it just kept pushing away from her. So it'll be, and it turns out to be a offsides call on the play, so it's a free kick. Magic now down their right flank. They had Emily Orr that was running after it, but it was knocked out. Gunners and Zubia after the shot is able to make a save. No problem for Jessica. Here's a strike by Colleen Fleming right at Zubia. Long distance, Fleming showing her strength of foot. Of course, the wind helps out a little bit. 1-0. SCV entertaining the lead here in the second half. It goes out of play. Whitney Strong will be able to throw it in. Lastly, or will they? It's the center ref now. Telling one of the fans or fathers over there, you got to move back a little bit, the linesman. They're going to know that, and that ball goes out of play. President's Division of the State Cup. The champion will go to Utah. The tournament next month. And the finalists might get an opportunity also to join the champion next month. It just depends. That ball is pushed down to Central, but 3 defenders for Jessica Zubia are able to protect anybody from getting to that soccer ball. Kayla, or that actually is a Fleming touch. Getting into Savoy, back to Fleming, and did she touch it? If the keeper touched it, it is going to be a corner kick, and it will be. As Jessica Zubia touching the soccer ball. Nice strike by Fleming, getting it close enough to where the keeper Zubia had to make a save. And by touching it, it was struck so hard that she wasn't able to control it. Went past the goal line. SCV with the outswinger now. Sargema taking a shot and a save by Zubia. Another try into the 18, trying to get a header. And up with the body was Casey Wallace for SCV. The foul and a free kick. Upcoming Gunners. Down by 1 here in the second half. The clock is not their friend as it continues to run out here in the second half. Still plenty of time to tie it up. But that clock is the advantage of the all green and white as they continue put pressure in the defensive half now. And that's not what Bakersfield wants if they're to come back and tie it up. Morgan Butterbrett being very physical and winning the soccer ball. Butterbread was routed off the soccer ball that time. However, Sagasta was there to intercept but couldn't control it. So turning was Sargema out to the wide, had a teammate racing after it, but Zubia able to make the save, as you see there. Zubia the keeper after a bounce at midfield. Gabby Lopez a strike. Out wide. Emily Orr showing her speed right now, just as she did a few seconds ago. Running towards Jessica Zubia. A couple of substitutions for the all green as Casey Wallace comes out. And I believe probably Brianna Savoy came out. Yes, indeed. Brianna Savoy came out, number 99. Now you got a couple of players coming in. Number 5, Maddie Reinsma for SCV is into the match. Liz Fair is in for Bakersfield Gunners, along with Lauren Rodriguez. We'll mention them as they touch that soccer ball if I'm incorrect on who came in. There's going to be a free kick along the left flank now and a bounce. Cross midfield. And now the touch by Gooden. And it goes out of play. So it's going to be a throw-in. Bakersfield trying to go further. Going down with Sagasta, trying to push it further. The other way, or actually she was trying to drop it back on that sequence. Here's a touch. Van Vicaris, and then it goes out of play now. So it'll be a throw-in out of their own defensive half. The 1-0 score. Santa Clarita Valley Magic trying to win a championship for the girls under 16. Lopez will throw it in for SCV. Whitney Strong, but she headed it backwards. Now running onto it is Emily Orr. Orr finds a wide open. Maddie Reinsma, but a save by Zuby. Jessica making the save. Reinsma would have liked to strike that ball harder because she had plenty of time and space wide open on the left flank. But it doesn't matter as long as you're ahead, 1-0. Reinsma now. As that ball was won, and the defenders in the box pushing it upfield for Bakersfield. But Lopez pinching in at midfield. Up forward, down the right flank. Trying to get somebody to get to the soccer ball. And that was Julie Radaver. Julia Radaver. And if I'm saying Julia, it's Julie. She's number 58 out there. Hasn't played much in this match, but she's out there right now trying to put the pressure defensively on the Gunners in their own defensive half. Ferrante down the right flank, and it goes past the goal line. And Jessica Zubia will pick up another soccer ball and try to get it started. Gunners down by 1 here in the second half. On a beautiful day, beautiful warm day here in San Bernardino. The San Bernardino Municipal Soccer Complex. Here's Radia Ver. Down the right flank. That ball goes out of play as Radia Ver knocked it out. About maybe 7 minutes left to play in the match. And in those 7 minutes, will Bakersfield get a tying goal, or will SCV add to their lead or just hold on to this one and win the championship.
More pinching now, Central. Nice good take.
Into the Central. Now to the wide now. Radiaver. Pass. Nobody there. Boyer. Got a teammate pushes across midfield looking for Butterbrett, but she couldn't get to it. And a deep back, push it across midfield. Looking for a counter for SCV. They won't get one. As Sagasta, but nobody able to run onto it for Bakersfield. Sagasta again. Up in the air. Reinsma. Maddie Reinsma goes down. Center rep says play on all the way down toward the attacking third. It goes out of play. For SCV, they'll get an opportunity to throw it in the defensive half. And now coming out for SCV, Magic is Emily Orr. And in the match now is Ali Perez. Into the Central. Morgan Butterbrett off of a bounce in the center circle. She was trying to get Diaz, and Diaz chasing it down as Fleming has it first and pushes it all the way into the corner. That ball is going to go out of play off of Fleming's foot. And it'll be a throw-in out of their deep third. For Bakersfield Gunners with Whitney Strong along the left flank having trouble with it. But it was knocked off by Radiaver. After the throw-in by Strong, trying to get somebody to possess it. Now Strong herself can't win it. But that ball is driven up in the air. No problem that time by Maddie Reinsma.
Let's go, let's push.
Eating time off the clock. Maybe a few minutes left to go in a match. Toward the 18-yard box, and it goes out of play now. And it's Macy Felice getting it in. In the attacking third, into the 18. But no problem for Sammy Richards, ranging way off her line to the left. And Richards now up the Central. All the way down, and every time they have to retreat back, it hurts them because they have to go that much further. The Gunners of Bakersfield. And SCV knows that, and they're going to continue to try to do that. And more if they can.
Well done. Get around her, get around her.
Felice dispossessed and in spaces. Being very strong, SCV. In this match, winning the soccer ball, doing what they need to do to be successful, and in the second half, it's paid off for them. As we have Stacy Atwater with what would be the winning goal. Center ref looking at her watch now. It is really close now. For the visitors from the Valley of the LA area. Out west, that ball driven all the way down and out of play on an near side touchline by Taylor Van Vicaris. The throw in out of their own defensive third. Reinsma can't handle it. In his space, Fleming wants to find it and does. Fleming now and a foul. Khalid Fleming. Working hard for her team. Went down hard here in a free kick. SCV can eat more time off the clock now. 2J now. Savannah 2J with a free kick. And they're going to bring fresh players in. Or a fresh player in this case. One player will come in for SCV.
Come on, ref.
And that ball will be brought back for 2J. Went a little bit too fast.
Come on, ref.
Did Savannah? Kayla Sargema into the match, and she's going to take the free kick. Sargema right at Zubia. A nice save, showing the reason why her team is in the finals and the championship match with still a chance. But that chance is very little now on the clock. Maybe about a minute left to play in the championship. This girl's under 16. Strong trying to get it. Can't. Here's Radiaver. Radiaver the run. But it doesn't matter because their team leads 1-0. Doesn't have to possess the soccer ball, but just push them back in their own defensive half. And now another substitution for Helgeson. Natalie's squad about ready to win the championship in the girls under 16, but a great match by both teams, unless Gunners can find a way to get upfield very quickly and put one in the back of the net. They have to go now. Not a lot of time as it goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in. Have to move it back, and they'll throw it in from the left flank. Can they possess it? Womble striking it, but going against the wind is going to make things very difficult, and it goes past the goal line. Zubia gets the soccer ball in, but center ref about ready to blow that double whistle, and Maddie Reinsma is coming out of the match. Another fresh player coming in. Probably in injury time right now. We don't have the official time. We're watching the center ref continuing to look at the watch, and we know that it is very close to the end. Retreating all the way back now. Zubia has to drive it hard down the field, but against the wind. And meeting it at the point of contact there was Colleen Fleming, and Fleming still ranging around into central. She's been strong in the central. Going after it there was Wallace, but they cannot get it to a teammate freely there as it was taken away by Sargema, and she just pushes it out wide. It goes out of play. Got about 2 minutes of extra time. So now we got the official amount of time left. Along the right flank, coming over there was Stacy Atwater, knocking it out of play. Atwater on it now, and Atwater cannot control it, goes out. Gunners trying to work down their left flank, having a hard time. Dispossessed again, and going after it is Savoy. Savoy just wants to make sure that the Bakersfield Gunners player does not have a chance to turn around and go back the other way. Doesn't need to possess the soccer ball. Strong down the left flank, the header. Sagasta finds a teammate, but it's blocked by Fleming, and a big play that time. Fleming settles the soccer ball, trying to go further, but Butterbread is there. Butterbread couldn't hold on to the soccer ball, and again playing in their own defensive half and trying to get help by Diaz, but it doesn't matter as that is the end of the championship match in the girls under 16 President's Division of the State Cup for 2011. The champions, the Santa Clarita Valley Magic, 1-0 as they excited over their victory today against the Bakersfield Gunners. But the Gunners, a finalist team, and who knows, they might get an opportunity to go to Utah, but if not, they've had a great season, accomplishing a lot, and only bigger things for them in the future. But the Magic will represent in Utah next month, and they will be congratulated by the Bakersfield Gunners for their efforts in this game, and both teams will go over and get their trophies. And we hope you enjoyed all the action here from the San Bernardino Municipal Soccer Complex. I'm Greg G.K. Porter with George Langevin saying take care of yourself. God bless. And as always, save this one on the hard drive. Bye now.